Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today I am doing a full face of some of my mid-year makeup favorites. Hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell and let's get started. I have primed my lids using the Rare Beauty eye primer because that is not new to me. And I haven't picked up any new eye primers this year because I love the Rare one. Now, before I get started on the eyes, I'm gonna just put some lip balm on. This is the NARS Afterglow Central Shine lipsticks. They're technically lipsticks. I use them as like a lipstick slash lip balm hybrid. They're not as nourishing as a lip balm, but they are like nourishing enough and they offer the pigment, and I don't know, I just love them. They're like my kind of a lip product, to be honest with you. I can't remember if I told you the shade, but this is Dolce Vita. And yeah, I just love these. They're like my everyday kind of lip product. Let's get started on eyes. And to be honest, I've tried that many good eyeshadow palettes this year. It's not even funny. And I will link down below my two like palette rankings that I've done so far this year. I just couldn't really choose one, but also can I just admit that I don't know if you guys saw this video, it was called creating the palette that I want to buy, and I'll link that down below for you guys as well. And I went through like my singles collection and like my eyeshadow palettes that can be like pulled out as singles and created my like kind of dream eyeshadow palette. And can I be honest and say that this is actually my favorite palette for the year so far, because it's full of shades that are like picked by me and my current kind of like vibe and situation. So maybe that's cheating, but I'm counting it as like new makeup for this year because I created the color story this year. I will link the video and also the shadows that I used today in the description box. Everything from this video will be linked in the description box for you guys. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. They are geotagged, so when you click on the link, it should hopefully take you to the right location, theoretically. I'm gonna take my Refa 33 first, which is definitely a fave, and I'm gonna pick up this shadow right here. This is French Grey from Lisa Eldridge, if you are wondering, and this is from the Vega palette from her. I'm just gonna start by working this into the crease and the outer corner. I just honestly really wanted to use this palette today, so I've like kind of loopholed this as like a mid-year favorite, but it is really a favorite. It really is, so you know, sorry if that annoys you. Also, after this I will be filming like my mid-year makeup favorites and regrets and stuff, so if that is already up on the channel, I will link it down below, and that will have like, I guess, like little speed reviews of everything. I was also hoping to get my membership up this month, but I don't know if I'm just overthinking it or if I'm gonna be able to, so that is still stalled. Stay tuned. Now I'm gonna pick up this shadow right here, and I'm pretty certain this is Tore from the Natasha Denona Biba palette, and it is a cream to powder shadow. And this is a What's Up Beauty R105, and I'm just gonna repeat the exact same steps I just did, but slightly lower down in the crease. And I always forget how pigmented Natasha's shadows are. My bad. So if you've done what I've just done and gotten too much shadow there, just pick up your original brush with your original transition shade and just buff out the edges slightly. I mean, the good thing about Lisa and Natasha Denona's formula is that they pretty much blend themselves anyway, so see how quickly that just diffused? Is it perfection? Probably not. Am I a professional makeup artist? No, so it's just the best of my abilities. We're gonna leave the mattes here and take my Mcgrath Labs Intensifeyes stick now. Again, if you don't have this or don't want to use it, you can use nothing. You can wet your brush, you can use concealer, glitter glue, whatever floats your boat. But if you've been around here, you know that I am a firm Intensifeyes lover. We're gonna use a couple of shadows. I've got my Refa 2 here, and I'm gonna pick up this one, and I'm pretty sure it's called After Dark from the Glaminatrix Into the Night palette, and it is one of, if not my favorite silver shade of all time. It is just impeccable. It really is. I think the Glaminatrix Into the Night palette got massively underrated, if I'm honest. And I'm just gonna press it into the outer corner of this eye here, not all the way, just kind of to here. It is just such an impressive shade, this one. Oh, and it's like a cream in the pan. It's, oh, so good. If you can still get this into the night palette, I do recommend it. And then I'm just gonna flip the brush over to the other side and I'm gonna go into this shadow right here, which is Snow Cone from the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. You obviously do not need these shades. Like if you wanna recreate a look like this, you could just pick whatever shades are similar in your collection or use any shades you like. I'm just gonna pop this in the inner corner portion here. I really like this Snow Cone shade because it is a blue, but it's kind of like this icy blue that almost is a silver, and so I find it to be really, really wearable. Like, I mean, that's my version of wearable, right? Some people's version of wearable is any color, but for me, color, I wouldn't classify color as like super wearable for me, but there are certain types of colors or ways to wear color that are wearable for me and my preferences personally. And this shade I find like, even just all over the lid is super wearable because it's such a light icy blue. Like I said, it looks almost silver. It's really nice. Picking up that R105, we're gonna dip back into Tour from Biba. And I'm gonna deepen the outer corner with it, like just tapping. Because it's a cream to powder, you'll find like the tapping motion will still just blend itself. I always find tapping is better for these cream to powders mostly. And I'm just gonna pick up a Ref of 14 and dip into this dark brown here, which is actually from the Viseart Cashmerie palette. It's just the darkest brown in that palette. I'm just gonna deepen ever so softly here as well. We're gonna leave eyes here for now and we're gonna move on to base. For primer, I'm gonna use two. I'm gonna use my Victoria Beckham Original. So the brand did give this to me in PR, or yeah, they gifted it to me in PR. I'm just gonna put it on the outer perimeter on my face and not the T-zone. I purchased the golden one with my own money. I wasn't a super fan of that one. I didn't find it hydrating enough, but this one is really lovely. It really is. And whenever I'm using a product that I think I'm gonna need some more hydration with, this is the primer that I go to. It is a really good quality one. Through the T-zone, I'm gonna use this KVD primer, and this is really good, and I actually don't think this has gotten the hype that it kind of deserves, and I do normally like this actually even just all over the face, but because I'm using a foundation that I'm gonna need a little bit more hydration on, I'm just gonna pop this through the T-zone today. But I really like this. I actually find this to be a probably about 30 to 40% less tacky version of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I actually don't overly find that this smooths the pores. I mean, it's not that it doesn't enhance them or like not do anything, but it does. But what I actually like about this is it has this tap to it that I find makes my foundation like stick and grip to it and last longer and just really wear super well throughout the day and makes my skin look good. For color corrector, I've picked up a couple this year, quite a few flops I think this year so far, but I do actually really like this Natasha Denona Hy-Glam color corrector. This is in the shade C1. I didn't massively love the concealer. I like the concealer mixed with other products a lot better. This is a Ref of 36, but I do really quite like this color corrector. The only reason it's probably not like my all-time favorite is it does have coconut in it that can tend to break me out a little bit. Actually, I need to check. That's a lie. I need to check if the color corrector has coconut in it, but the concealer has coconut in it and that can break me out. So I just need to be mindful of where I place it and how many days in a row that I use it. But this color corrector on its own, taking that out of the equation, is really nice. A concealer that I really have been loving this year that I picked up is the Givenchy Prisme Libre. Now, if you want to know what my all-time favorite one is, it's the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer, and I also picked that up this year, but I also did a video, which will already be up on my channel, so I'll try and remember to link that down below as well, of a full face of current Holy Grail makeup, which was like just the makeup products that I'm like absolutely fangirling over at the moment. And so in that video, I used the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer, so I wanted to use another favorite in this video. Oh, I'm putting concealer on before I put foundation on. Oh well, that's okay. We can do reverse steps. Anyway, this has been a favorite concealer of mine. It just doesn't quite have the full level of coverage I'm looking for, but I really like the way that this makes my under eyes look and feel throughout the day. So what I might actually do is just do this one layer now and then put my foundation on over the top because I got completely distracted, and put my concealer on. Foundation. This is not technically a new foundation, but it is a new formulation that got released this year in it, and I really like it. It's lovely, and it's the YSL All Hours foundation. Now this is matte. It does also have SPF in it, so if you're sensitive to that, just keep in mind. This is the shade LN1, and it's a pretty decent shade match actually. But yeah, this is a matte foundation and it's a full coverage foundation, so if that's not your vibe, don't pick it up. But I really like it, and I'm pretty certain this doesn't have fragrance in it too, and I think that's how they reformulated it, so it doesn't have fragrance in it, which I appreciate. It wears really well. Like if you want a long wearing foundation that isn't going to budge, that's this foundation. It really just wears. One of those rare times where a brand reformulates an already good product into an even better product. I'm just gonna put a little bit more concealer on, because I usually layer this up two or three times I should say, before I set it with powder, because it is less coverage, so you know, still follows those steps. And it does layer really well. That's the one thing I like about this Givenchy concealer, is you can layer it up quite a bit to be the kind of almost coverage that you want, and it still looks super natural on the under eyes and wears really well. It doesn't like get heavy or cakey. I've picked up a few cream bronzers this year that I really love and enjoy. One of them is the Rare Beauty like new shade in Bright Side. I really like that. The Say cream bronzer is beautiful. The Milk contour stick is good. The Victoria Beckham Beauty contour stick is really good, despite the price. But I also really like this one. This is the LYS cream bronzer. Now I know that this isn't like new to this year, but it is new to me for this year. So this is the No Limits cream bronzer in Motivate, and I really like this. It is a true bronzer, so if you want like that contour sculpted effect, you probably don't want to pick it up. But for me, I just love how it spreads and looks on the skin. It looks really natural and lovely. In exciting news, this is the first time I'm using this. I did pick up my very first Sonia G brush. This is the sheer buffer brush that she just released. I watched bloody Alicia Archer's video of like review of this, and I just can't watch her videos. Anytime she reviews anything, I buy it. So anyway, here we are, almost 100 Australian dollars later. But we're gonna give this a go, because apparently this is amazing for buffing out cream bronzer. Oh, okay, it's good. It's a good brush. It's so soft, and it's like you can almost like swipe, which I don't normally like to do, but it won't disturb the product underneath. Oh, okay, I do like it. That's good then. Oh gosh, is this gonna start a problem with me and Sonia G brushes? You guys have been telling me to try Sonia G for the longest time, and I just like haven't, because they're super expensive, and I have this feeling that like as soon as I would start, I wouldn't want to stop. And here we are. Did you guys pick this brush up, by the way? This is nice. This is a good brush. Yep. It's definitely diffusing everything really quickly. Okay, I really like this brush. It's delightful. Delightful. Great. I don't know if I'm happy or mad about it, because now I probably want more Sonia G brushes. But anyway, in my Holy Grails video, I talked about how the Westman Atelier Pink Bubble Powder is still like my favorite under eye powder. We're powdery now, by the way. But one that I have tried this year that I really do like for my under eyes specifically is the Make Beauty Translucent Pressed Powder. I don't like this all over my face. For some reason, all over my face, it does not work for me. But as an under eye powder, it's like this perfect combination of like hydrating, smoothing, and adding a touch of coverage. So I do really like this. Taking this on my Hourglass Veil powder brush, which is a brush that I recently purchased and also absolutely love and adore. I did do a get ready with me recently where I talked about all and showed me using all my current favorite makeup brushes, if you're wondering. I don't know if you can see, like it just really sets the under eyes really lovely and smoothly. and just takes that extra little bit of darkness away. I really, really like it. This powder I really like. I do not talk about it often because it is ludicrously priced. Ludicrously priced, okay? Don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. But I do, if you're wondering if it's kind of a fave, it kind of is. It's really nice. This is the Christian Louboutin powder, and one of the reasons why it's so expensive, is you have to buy this like outer packaging and then the powder separately because it's like a refill. So all up, I think it cost me maybe like $180 with the packaging. I know, okay? You don't have to tell me I'm a clown. I'm aware. But I really like it, okay? It drew me in the packaging, and then it's actually a good product. Be careful though. You need to make sure you get, like, if you're my shade, make sure you get the lightest shade, because it's like, if you're paler than me, it probably won't work for you because the shade's pretty dark. They're deceptively dark, but yeah, I originally got 15N and it was not a great outcome. So just taking this on my fluffy side. But I really like this powder because it adds a slight bit of coverage without adding any cake or heaviness to the skin. Like, it's kind of like a powder foundation, but not. And it's a really nice setting powder. And it doesn't make my skin extra matte or anything. It just kind of leaves it really nice and natural finishing. I really, really like it. I'm gonna speed through me doing my brows because it's kind of boring, but Refi Brow Gel. It's a mid-year favorite. It's also the only tinted brow gel I've tried this year, but I do like it. I use this in my Holy Grail product as well, but video as well, but I really have been enjoying this Victoria Beckham brow product. This Too Faced Fluff and Hold brow gel is so good. So good. And I really have been liking this Surratt eye brightener pencil for highlighting under my brow, like highlighting under my brows. So that's what I'm gonna do. Brows are done. Shall we finish the eyes? Let's do that first, shall we? I always find this the boring part, finishing the lower lash line and stuff, so let's get the boring part out of the way. I'm just gonna take French Grey with a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush and run that underneath here. And then I'll just take, with the same brush, a teensy bit of Tore from Biba and just press that to like deepen the outer corner slightly, not a lot. Okay. EK207, I'm gonna dip into, yeah, probably just the champagne shade. This is from the Luna Beauty Advent Calendar. And just pop that in the inner corner a touch. I'll just put a touch under here too. Nice. And then let me just quickly pick an eyeliner. You know that the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajals are my all-time favorite liners. That has not changed. This is the shade Navy. Another eyeliner, I don't actually think I got these. Did I get these this year? I can't remember when I got these, but these are the Kaleidos Duochrome liners, and this is the shade Sea Sparkle. Not necessarily a favorite for this year, but it just is a favorite overall. So I'm gonna pop this in the lower waterline. The only new mascara that I've actually tried this year is the Surratt mascara, and I do really like it. I think it's quite lovely. It's got a really nice small wand to like really get in and lift your lashes, you know? That's the eyes all finished. I think they turned out quite lovely. Very me kind of eye look, if I do say so myself. We might need to get changed though, because I think maybe clashing, but we'll see how we go at the end. Anyway, I have only tried I've tried 3 new powder bronzers this year from memory, and one of them was in my Holy Grail video, which was my Mcgrath Labs bronzer. Absolutely love and adore. But another favorite that I have tried is this Make Beauty bronzer. This is in the shade Luna, and it's very pretty. Really quite like this. And you can get this off Revolve as well, which is great for the rest of the wheel. This is a Refa 22. So I'm just gonna give myself a little color here. And I just find this bronzer is really quite lovely. It's quite smoothing. It's a lovely buildable pigment. It is quite, warm leaning is what I want to say. So if you're looking for a more neutral color, you probably won't love it, but I quite like it, especially when I'm not looking for that more neutral. I am looking for like that true bronze. I quite enjoy it, and I just like how smoothing it is on the skin. I have tried a couple of liquid highlights this year. My all-time favorite has been the Gucci liquid highlighter. Wow, wow, wow. But I put that in my Holy Grail video. So let's actually take this Tarte Glow Tape in the shade Pearl. It's like one of the Charlotte Tilbury kind of ones, because I actually have really liked this as well. I actually think this is quite lovely, and I really like the shade. It's kind of like this really nice translucent kind of natural color on the skin. So I'm just picking it up on a sponge. See that? See how natural and glowy that is? I really do like this. I think it's really a good product. See? Especially if like say the Gucci one is just way out of your price range, or like the Lisa Eldridge one is just not easy for you to get your hands on. Like this is a nice kind of similar-ish option, I think. Setting that with a little powder highlight, I actually really like the Natasha Denona Plexi Glow. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I really, really liked it. In my Holy Grail video, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glides, which I do really like as well, but I like this one. I think it's really nice. It's just as a Smashbox cheek brush. But see that? I think it's so lovely. It's still super natural considering how kind of like blinding-ish it is. It doesn't bring up any texture on the skin. I love it. I use this so much more often than you would think. I really do. Cream blush. In my Holy Grail, I did the Rare Beauty Virtue cream blush. You know, I'm just on an obsession with those. But I also really love the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Blushes. They are so good. Right up there with the Rare Beauty for me. And I just picked up a new shade. I picked up Jubilee finally. And I thought we would give this a go today, because I know I Holy Grail love the formula. So I just wanted to try this new shade. The other shade I have is Rosé and Brunch. I'm just gonna pick it up on this Sonia G brush, shall we? And let's see how it applies it. Not bad. I mean, it's very pigmented. I mean, that shade is, oh, fire. But I don't think I like this brush for cream blush, or at least this formula. I might just stamp this on a little bit here and then just do that. Cream bronzer, yes. Cream blush, no. It seems to have just lifted a little bit of product here. But wowie, is that blush shade stunning? Oh, I love that shade. I love these blushes. They're so good. Like, they're so smoothing on the skin, and they are so long wearing, and then you can really sheer them out, but you can really build them up to be pigmented. So like no matter your skin tone, it's going to look good on you. They're long wearing, and then they just have this gorgeous finish to them where it's not texturizing glowing, but not like matte, and it just makes you look all juicy and healthy, and I love it. I love it. For powder blush, in my Holy Grail I did the Armani Luminous Silk blushes, but I have also been loving the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blushes. This is in the one of the new shades Rosewood. This is just a Smashbox cheek brush, and I really, really like these. I really like this shade Rosewood in particular. It's such a good everyday shade. Look at that, stunning, absolutely stunning. I like that they brought out more shades in these because they're just so good. And I look crazy, don't worry, it'll get tamed down in a sec. Setting spray that I picked up and have absolutely been obsessed with, Lisa Eldridge. I mean, it's very rare. There's only been one product that I don't love from Lisa, and it's her foundation. Everything else I always like fangirl over, and this is no different. So I like to spray it on my sponge and then press it in with a sponge. I don't know why, it's just preferential to me. And it just melts everything into the skin and leaves this beautiful finish to the skin where it just looks really like hydrated and healthy. And it really does extend the wear time of the makeup. I don't know why, but it does. We just have lips left, and in my Holy Grail video I use my Lisa Eldridge Le Mépris lipstick, which I just love that, but I'm going to use a different one in this video. Now the lip liner I'm going to use is Tower 28 Work of Art, because I picked these up recently this year and these are really, really good. For lipstick, it has to be the Hourglass Unlocked Satin lipstick in Tide. This is so good. This is just a brilliant, brilliant lipstick formula. It's like really pigmented, satin finish, easy to apply, fuss free. I love it. I absolutely adore it. One of those like perfect neutral nudes too. Chef's kiss, true. For a lip gloss, I have been loving the Victoria Beckham Bikini Gloss. With shade as Bikini, it's actually called the Posh Gloss, sorry. And it's this beautiful kind of cool tony nude. I love it, or like light nudey color, I should say. And it's just beautiful. See, absolutely stunning in my opinion. All right, let me go figure out if I'm gonna change and stuff, and we'll zoom out and see the finished look. Alrighty, this is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I did change my top to like this beigey color. I'm not sure still if this is the right color, but we're gonna roll with this. We're just gonna pretend like it all has come together. Anyway, this is my full face of mid-year favorites, or some of my mid-year favorites. I am doing a video, like I said at the start, of like mid-year faves and regrets. So if that is already up on the channel, I'll link it down below. If not, it is coming very shortly. And yeah, let me know some of your current makeup faves. And if you are watching till this point, you know you're a legend. Truly, thank you so, so much. I appreciate you. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.